Alright guys, sorry about the lighting. It's nighttime. I'm on the way home from the gym right now, and I've got something in my brain that I need to get out. So I pulled off to the side of the road, found the best lighting I could get, and we're going to talk. The story that we're going to talk about today is the story that I saw. I mean, the headline's going around. The headline's going a lot of places. It was the Hamilton County, Ohio sheriff. The actual sheriff of the county was quoted in newspapers and television stories all over the place saying that she believes the physical fitness standards for the state of Ohio, OPATA certification. This is the certification that all police officers in the state of Ohio, this is the test that they have to pass. If you want to be a police officer in the state of Ohio, you have to pass this physical fitness standard in order to get your certificate, right? She was saying that the standard is too high, that it's too hard, it's unfair. Not enough people are able to become police officers because they're unable to meet the standard. I have two kind of major thoughts about her statement. First of all, everything about her statement is stupid. I have zero respect for her as a police officer, as a politician, as a human being. That's one of the dumbest things I've seen given the climate around police officers right now. The major topic of conversation when it revolves around police officers is not lowering the standard. The major topic in this country right now about police officers is raising the standard, holding our police officers more accountable, demanding a higher caliber person become a police officer. You do not accomplish this by lowering the standard. The other part, well, this isn't even the part two, this is still the beginning, is physical fitness. If you're going to be a police officer, being physically fit is incredibly important. It's important for a lot of reasons. The reason that comes to most people's minds is that it's a physically demanding job. Me as a police officer, I might have to take control of a situation where I might have to go physically hands-on with a person. I might have to try to take a person to the ground to effect an arrest. I might be attacked, and I might have to have the ability to physically defend myself. If you're going to be in one of those situations, you have to be physically fit. The other part about being physically fit as a police officer is your general overall health. Being a police officer is a very stressful job. If you're not in shape, the stress of the job can have an incredibly negative effect on your body. You know, you have heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, a lot of things that come from your inability to sleep properly. These are all things that are amplified by being a police officer if you're generally an unhealthy person. The other things that you have to worry about are the physical demands of simply wearing the vest, wearing the belt, getting in and out of a cruiser all day. These are things that often people forget about, but they're actually, they're probably the things that end more police officers' careers than anything else, if I had to guess. Lower back problems, knee problems, stuff like that. I was just, I was having a hard time walking before I went to the gym tonight because my sciatic was aggravating me, just because the way my equipment was fitting me today. I was incredibly uncomfortable at work. But these are all reasons that you have to be in good shape. The other thing that I want to talk about, and this is for the physical fitness standards for people coming onto the job, because this is one of the arguments that I see when you talk about physical fitness standards for graduating the academy. People say, well, yeah, you know, a lot of officers get in really good shape to graduate the academy, but then once they're out of the academy, they're not held to that standard anymore. They get fat, lazy, out of shape, whatever. I will accept that for a moment. Although I don't accept police officers being fat and out of shape. It's not something that I take personally, but it's something that I personally, I mean, I kind of take to heart, for lack of a better term, right? I stay in what I believe is a pretty good shape. I'm 43 years old. I can still pass the physical fitness test that was required of me when I graduated the academy, although I graduated the academy at the age of 31. And when I graduated the academy, I was able to pass the physical fitness test that with the scores of somebody that was 10 years younger than me. So today, at the age of 43 years old, I still hold myself to the standard that that Opata holds a 21-year-old man too. So I don't remember what it is. It's like 38 push-ups, 30 to 40 sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile run, somewhere in the ballpark of 12 minutes. I think it was 12 minutes and 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. I can still pass that standard any day of the week. That's the standard that I hold myself to. But the other thing that I want to kind of focus on, that I think is probably the more important thing to think about this, is that people who apply for this job, well, first of all, this job is not for everybody. I'm sorry to tell you, but there's people that are going to apply for the job of police officer that don't qualify for this job. That's a good thing. Not only is it a good thing, but it's a damn good thing. We should have enough applicants that we're able to turn people away. And we should never lower our standards simply because we don't have enough people applying for this job. When you don't have enough people applying for this job and you begin to hire people that you shouldn't have hired in the first place, that's when you start to have these shootings that you shouldn't have had. That's when you have officers getting beat up that shouldn't have been beat up. That's when you have officers who are fighting for their lives, praying for their backup. And when their backup arrives, they are unable to do the job. That's how you get dead police officers. These are things I do not want to see. But going back to the hiring standards and the standards that we hold people to in order to graduate the academy, applying for a job as a police officer and becoming a police officer, this is not a decision that should be taken lightly. This isn't something that you just wake up one day and go fill out an application, then you get hired. This isn't fucking McDonald's. This is a job that becomes a lifestyle in many, many, many aspects. This is a job that you have to prepare yourself for. You have to prepare yourself mentally and physically. If you're in the process to becoming a police officer, you know that you're going to be going to an academy. You know that at the end of that academy, you're going to have to pass a physical test. You get your ass to the gym and you get yourself to where you can meet that standard. If you can't in 6 months, and you don't just get hired in 6 months, it takes 6 months to get through the process at a minimum. So you have 6 months to start getting your ass in shape. Then you go to an academy and you have 6 more months. If you can't get yourself to a position where you can do, let's just say 40 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, and run 1.5 miles in 12 minutes, you should not be a police officer. The standard is not unfair. It's unfair to hire police officers that can't meet the standard.